And we're back. So we'll see if anybody pops on real quick to see the rest of the recipe and how it comes to be the masterpiece that it is.
Yeah, it's super
amazing.
delicious. Great to have for had lunches for the week.
Yeah.
Big gatherings.
Yeah, I work from home, but I do have to go into the office about once a month, and I kind of get dirty looks if I don't bring some lasagna. So,
yes, they do love your lasagna there, that's for sure.
yeah, we're just waiting for some people to pop on, and then we will get this recipe finished, and then we're gonna upload it both to Instagram TV and YouTube, so you can rewatch it later at a slower speed, because I know I'm gonna talk really fast. And then we'll also post the recipe. Again, hello Mama 5. Welcome back. I don't know if you watched the first video. The first video we did was on how to make the lasagna noodles. So watch that, and then now we're gonna do putting the lasagna together. So I think we'll go ahead and get started.
Yeah, why not? Whoever's not on yet can always catch up later on IGTV or follow us on YouTube. So.
Yep. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do, so what we did is we made our noodle mix. We baked it for 20 minutes and then put it in the fridge for 20 minutes. And I usually like to take this out of the pan and put it on a cookie sheet because we don't want to raise the temp in our fridge too much. So these are our noodles, and then we cut them into,
you can see kind of how thin that is.
Yeah, and this is delicious. We just kind of like nibble on them. It's really good.
So the first step in the lasagna base here is we are going to put in our little pan just a fourth a cup of the Rouse.
Rouse is the best. It's the most low carb marinara that I found anywhere, or tomato sauce. And we are spicy girls. We like spicy. So spicy is key. We use arrabbiata. If you don't like spicy, just use a regular marinara. Then we did put down the first noodle layer. And then next we're gonna go ahead and add some ricotta, and that's 3 tablespoons. And we'll just spread it around. After the ricotta is kind of in a nice even layer, let me get in the screen, we're gonna add the meat mixture. So we went ahead and browned 2 pounds of ground beef, and then we added, let's see, we added a pinch of marjoram, thyme, and rosemary, just like for the noodles. Hello, keto with me. Then we also added 2 tablespoons of oregano, basil. We did add some chili pepper flakes, because again, we're spicy, we like spicy. And salt and pepper to taste. And that's it, so you mix it all up. And then, you know, drain the oil, of course, out of the pan, kazoo. And then we added about, let's see, I can't remember the amount, but it'll be in the recipe. We added some of the Rouse arrabbiata directly to the meat, like that. Yeah, so Jackie's gonna go ahead and spread, kind of, it doesn't need to be like a really thick layer. So just cover like the whole area. While she's doing that, I just wanted to talk about the mozzarella that we're using. So I know it's really easy to go out and buy pre-shredded, but I would highly recommend, especially if you're new and don't know this already, to keto, is that you go out and get mozzarella and shred it yourself, because when you buy the pre-shredded cheese, they have to add in some starch and stuff to keep it from sticking together in a big clump. So that's gonna add carbs that you could, you know, spend elsewhere on really delicious food instead of just random starch in your cheese. So it does take a little bit more time to shred your own cheese, but I think it's totally worth it, because I feel like my carbs are in this little bank and I get to use them here or here. And so I'd like to save them for something good. Okay, so the next is we're gonna sprinkle mozzarella that we shredded earlier over this layer.
And you don't have to do too much. The noodles are,
Mostly cheese.
Said earlier, they're mostly cheese, so.
So yeah, you don't have to use much. Who doesn't like cheese? Sounders, I'm so happy to see you. We did a call out to you in the
earlier,
the 12 o'clock video.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard it. Your trip, and we love you. Thank you for following us and sending us messages. That was so funny. So the next part of the lasagna is we're gonna put in the next layer.
Okay.
Again, the original recipe.
You can see again how thin this layer is.
The original recipe was on mouthwateringmotivation.com, and again, I tweaked it to kind of do my own thing. And she, I think in her recipe does 3 layers, and that's just like way too much. I can't deal with that.
It's overwhelming if you did more than that.
Because this is a really, the recipe like sits on you, like it's good, like it fills you up.
You can only eat a little bit of it, which is good.
So then all we do is repeat the steps on ricotta, because ricotta is amazing. And then the meat and then the cheese. And at the end, I do like to sprinkle a little Parmesan on top because I really like how it browns up. And then you just put this in the oven at, did I say 375? At 375 for 20 minutes. Everything's 20 minutes in this recipe. And just pull it out and serve, which is great because everything's kind of already cooked. I want to show you, here's what...
So talk about how you make it in your muffin tins too, for individual portions, so.
Okay, what's the timer at? Okay, we got 3 minutes. So these noodle layers, you can use like a shot glass to cut rounds. And we do the exact same process, but in muffin tins. I just cut parchment paper to kind of make little cups, and I cut out rounds and use that and just do like the 2 layers. They're great. I love having them already pre-portioned into serving sizes. And again, everybody loves them. Who doesn't like a little cupcake of lasagna? It's amazing. So, because we only have a couple minutes left, I'm just going to show you. Here's what the final lasagna looks like.
And here is what the plated version looks like when it's done. You can kind of see all those good layers there. Delicious. Threw a little fresh basil on top. Isn't that pretty?
Yeah. So it is extremely delicious. Like, be warned, you make this for your family, they're going to be asking for it quite often. So
they will not even know that it's keto. I promise you.
No, nobody knows that it's keto. They don't understand why it's so delicious. Well, guess what, guys? Cheese. It is so good, Sounders. You need to try this recipe. We're going to post the whole thing so that everybody can give it a try. Let's see. Welcome. Hey, Mandy. Poor Alice. Thanks for joining, guys. We only have a minute or so more because we want to be under 10 minutes so we can put this on Instagram TV. They have this weird limitation, but it's okay. So that is it. It's actually not super complicated. We just wanted to show you especially how to make those noodles because it's kind of hard to read it and understand exactly what we're talking about. So thank you so much for tuning in. Be prepared for more videos. We love doing this, so we're really happy to share this information with you.
Absolutely. Have a great weekend, guys, and we'll see you guys back soon.
Yep, and don't forget to follow us on YouTube too. You can get the videos there. 3 Keto Sisters. Have a great weekend.
Bye, guys.
Bye.